Good morning. Now, yesterday went super well. I was very happy with the amount I was able to get done in math. I wish I gotten more done in science, but I have a plan for science moving forward. So what I'm going to do is for this first set of labs, now that we're kind of getting our pacing down, but because I want to have them ready for their unit test, for this first set of labs, I am going to create video labs. And I'll put them into Google Classroom. I'll go ahead and put together a slide, and when they click on the different properties of matter, it'll pull up different videos of the different properties being tested, and they will go ahead and fill out their spreadsheets and their journals. I will have the tools out at their desks for them to kind of manipulate and work with, but that way we aren't spending a ton of time running through guiding them individually on how to use the triple beam balance if they need a refresher on how to use it, because they should already know how to use it. Then they can go back and watch the video. Now, today I get to teach the lesson that we demoed in PLC yesterday, so I'm feeling very confident about it in math. And then this morning I'm gonna go ahead and record all of those lab demos. I have until around 1:15-ish, and it's like 8:10 right now, so that's plenty of time for me to get those videos done and uploaded and formatted. Yesterday I had them fill out all their predictions on their spreadsheets on whether or not they think certain items will sink or float, so today's lab should go pretty quickly. They are working on rounding decimals. Today, we are using a vertical number line to do that. I've never seen it done this way, and so I'm excited to teach it this way because it makes more sense in my brain. So I feel like it's really gonna click with the kids. Thank God, there's one left. Behaviors are getting better in my room. I was really struggling with them at the beginning of the year, kind of pivoting from teaching a subject that all the kids seem to want to be in, STEM, to teaching a subject that maybe not all of them are super interested in. And then in addition to that, teaching them for a longer period of time. My STEM classes are usually around 50 minutes to an hour. My math and science class goes from 1:15 until the end of the day. So when I'm looking at that in terms of keeping them engaged, it's a little bit harder for me, but I'm falling back into that role pretty easily, which I really appreciate. Oh man, I'm out of water. I haven't done it this week yet, but tomorrow we'll have a turnover on Dinosaur of the Week. That's something that I do for my class. Because school didn't start on a Monday, we got a little bit off track with it. And because I've been falling into this new curriculum, it's just been a lot. In addition to that, I have morning duty every single morning. So if I don't get my dinosaur done by 7:20, I'm not gonna do it. Typically what I do is I draw a dinosaur on my whiteboard, and then I connect it to what we're learning about. So what I'm thinking is I found this dinosaur that is known as the dinosaur with 10,000 teeth or 100,000 teeth or whatever it is. But it would be perfect because in math, they're looking at multiplying by 10. They're looking at moving those decimals based on multiplying by 10. So I think that would be a really good one to do. I think I'm gonna do it this afternoon. I might go ahead and just record my end of day reflection while I'm working on that. In my STEM lab, I'm just gonna keep the same dinosaur up the whole year, I think, unless the mood really hits me. Because what I've learned in the past 2 years teaching STEM is that it's a lot harder for me to connect the dinosaur to what we're doing in STEM, because I'm teaching a different thing for every grade level. It's not like I can connect it to one singular concept. And I feel like Dinosaur of the Week works best when I can relate it directly to a concept we're learning. So in that sense, whoops. I accidentally turned on our eye wash station, my bad. In addition, this week I need to go ahead and get our garden situated. My goal this week is to go ahead and get information out about our garden club that I'm going to be starting. One of the perks of being in STEM is that I also oversee our school garden. Last year I was pregnant the whole school year, and we had a tornado at the end of the year before that, so our garden's kind of in rough shape. So my first order of business is going to be to get those flyers out, start getting permission slips back. I'm gonna cap it at 30 kids, and kids 2nd grade and lower will need to have an adult with them. But other than that, I've pretty much got my day laid out for me. But all I have left to do is give myself a little bit of coffee creamer. Coffee is ready. Let's get this day started. So behaviors were a little rough today, but we got through the math lesson. I was able to show the kids the review slide that I'm giving them for their properties and matter stuff. I am going to postpone their unit assessment over properties and matter just because I feel they need more time with it. I don't feel like I'm gonna have kids at mastery yet. And if none of my kids are at mastery, that's a problem. So going into tomorrow, we're gonna be doing a lot of the same stuff we did today in math. So that lesson should go a lot more quickly. And then that'll give me more time to dive into our science stuff. Now, what I ended up doing was I took the anchor chart that we created as a class and I uploaded a picture of it through the Rocketbook corners they sell. They look like this. And that way I could change it into a PDF. Oh, I have them on here. And once I changed it to a PDF, I grabbed that image and dropped it into a Google slide, and then I just put translucent boxes over each of the properties and turned them into links. So when the kids click the different properties and matter, it'll bring them to like a video that gives them a synopsis of it, including 2 videos of labs that I personally did with them. So I recreated our lab over density and our lab over mass, and redid that lab so that they would be able to go back and watch it. It also means that any kids that didn't get their chart filled out can do that. I think that going into tomorrow, I'm going to bring back my seating chart strategy. So what I do is I pull out a picture of their seating chart, and then every time a kid raises their hand, I just put a little check mark. I didn't do that today, and our discussion didn't go as well. There are a ton of misconceptions I'm seeing. I'm gonna take their workbooks home tonight, see who attempted it, see who is getting it, who's still struggling, because I know what kids came and asked me questions, but I know that there were more than that had questions. I'm hoping tomorrow we'll provide them with some clarity, and that way when we take our mid-unit assessment on that, or our mid-module assessment, I guess is what it's called, when we do that mid-module assessment on Friday, I'll be able to see some growth. We still haven't done map testing, so I don't have a baseline for beginning of this year. I only have their end of year scores. But I did glance at their STAR stuff, and I've got some pretty big gaps for my kids. So we'll see how it goes. I'm remaining excited. Bought a new flavor of coffee creamer, so I'm living the dream. Hopefully I get here early enough tomorrow to do Dinosaur of the Week, because did not do it after school today. I've got to go to pick up my boys and then get home and get dinner put together, and I'm bringing more work home than usual. So hopefully I'm not up too late.